Hey everyone, welcome back to another Yap Sesh. I found the compressor in OBS Studio. Yeah, the audio is going to be kind of whack in this one. Sorry. But this channel is not about, you know, being perfect. It's about learning. And that's what we're here to do today, because this video is about what is knowing even about. And the reason I bring up this topic is because I've been watching the news, and by the news I mean Instagram and YouTube and whatnot. And there's just this interesting feeling surrounding wanting to be involved in these world events that are happening and everything. And then also almost getting down on yourself for being down on yourself because of the things you're watching. It's all very interesting. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to talk about a bit about this today because I came up with a quote the other day, and I have just like a little quotes folder in my notes app. And one of the quotes that I wrote down, because I'm a music major, so I'm studying music theory, is music has nothing to do with music theory, but music theory has everything to do with music. And what I mean by that is when you're creating something, a work of art is what I create mainly, you're generally trying to communicate with your art. And the theory behind the music, or ahead of the music, I guess is what I'm getting at, is the theory is just to take a look at how these emotions and these things were conveyed through music. And it's not the other way around. You may try and make a piece of music for the theory, and many people have, made a piece to try and discover something interesting about a certain theory concept. But the reason they're doing that is to convey their knowledge of music theory or communicate a knowledge of music theory with another person. Otherwise, they wouldn't make the piece at all. They would just, keep it to themselves if it wasn't something they wanted to communicate. So it was something interesting that I realized that knowing might not be all that it's chalked up to be. And I want to be clear, I'm not promoting ignorance here. I'm just sort of getting at how we associate things in our daily lives and what it means to know. Because you can associate, I think I've talked about this before, but you can associate words with certain things. You can pick up any object and say, this is a cloth and it has, some properties that make it floppy, and it's made out of like these tiny fibers. All of these things you use to describe the cloth sort of put an ego around it. You know these things. This cloth is now an extension of your knowledge rather than a physical construct. But when you look at the cloth, do you actually know what this thing even is? You can say things like, oh, it's got properties that make it floppy. Oh, it's made out of fibers. Oh, I use it to clean my glasses. But can you know? You can know those things, but you know what I mean? Like, what is this? What is any of this? Not to get super existential or anything, but yeah, it's just interesting how we associate, sort of project ego onto things before we have the chance to experience them. And this literally was a video I made a few days ago about experiencing things. But yeah, so just going back to the knowing thing and the news, I watch a lot of the news and I get involved with different topics and political conversations and things with my friends and peers and stuff. And that's one of the ways that I'm currently enjoying knowing. It's one of the ways I'm using my intelligence. And I would say as long as you're sort of enjoying yourself, using your intelligence, that can't really be a bad thing. It can be depending on what you're doing with your intelligence and your knowing. But yeah, anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is the music theory quote. Music has nothing to do with music theory, but music theory has everything to do with music. There are times in my life where I want to make a change and I want to just save everybody, just swoop in and get rid of all the bad stuff and make sure there's nothing but good left, trying to save all these people and do all these things. But you can't really do that. All you can do is what you can. And right now, I am getting involved with conversations like that, but I don't really have very many plans to go out and help or go out and volunteer to be able to actually do these things. So what I end up doing is, mostly because I don't have enough time, because I'm a college student, right? That's the way I've chosen to distract myself. I don't have enough time to go out and volunteer and do these things because of that, and it keeps me in this cycle of caring and then not being able to do anything about it. And so I'm not necessarily saying don't watch the news, it'll make you sad, because maybe it will, but if you want to get involved and know those things, then maybe it is a way you can enjoy yourself in that regard. But yeah, don't trap yourself in the cycle of knowing about it, knowing that you can't do anything about it, a sort of cycle of helplessness. So just do things that make life more enjoyable, I would say. So what I'm getting at is, don't get down on yourself for not being able to make possibly the changes that you want to make, because it will stop you from doing the things you can be doing and can be changing in your field, and possibly by association change more things that you want, because if you are so busy just chasing the goal, then the goal starts becoming the chase, and you just kind of keep yourself there, if that makes sense. Kind of going back to the music theory quote, music has nothing to do with music theory, but music theory has everything to do with music. I like to sort of compare that now to how I think about world events. The world has nothing to do with you, but you have everything to do with the world. You are the one who can make the change, and yet you have the choice to be or to not to be Shakespeare, to be or not to be influenced by the world. So just keep that in mind. I guess maybe just one last thing to elaborate on the music has nothing to do with music theory. What I mean is the experience of creating a music, the experience of listening to a music. When you hear a piece of music, it's not beautiful because of its absence of parallel fifths. It's not beautiful because it uses an augmented chord in the third measure that diverts the expectation. It's not beautiful because of that, but theory surrounds the explanation of that beauty, right? You can experience it without knowing it. So, yeah, I guess that's what I'm getting at. If this video was helpful to you at all, I would appreciate doing the things that YouTube likes you to do. If this was something that helped you, thanks for watching. If this was a reminder to you, you're already the ball knower. Thanks. I'll see you next time.